3 sweet fruits diabetics were told to avoid, but actually help lower blood sugar. What if the fruit you've been told to fear was never the real problem? You've probably heard it 100 times. Sweet fruits are off limits. Cherries, too sugary. Peaches, a blood sugar bomb. Bananas, might as well be candy. So you gave them up. You did everything right. Stuck to greens, counted carbs, skipped dessert. But despite all that effort, your blood sugar still won't settle. And eating, it's become more like a punishment than a pleasure. But here's the thing no one told you. Some of the fruits you've been avoiding, out of fear, may actually help lower your blood sugar. When eaten the right way, they don't spike your numbers. They steady them. Today I'll show you 3 sweet fruits that many diabetics were told to avoid, but that could be your unexpected allies in blood sugar control. And the third one? Most people throw it out before it's even ripe enough to work. It's time to rethink what you've been told about fruit and rediscover what your body truly needs. If you're over 50 and tired of confusing food rules, hit subscribe, because this might just change how you eat, feel, and live. Let's begin with the one that tastes like dessert, but works like medicine. Number 1, cherry, nature's candy that helps. She used to call them her tiny summer treats. Mary, 66 from Illinois, would keep a small bowl of cherries chilled in the fridge, just a few after lunch. Cool, sweet, satisfying. It wasn't just food, it was comfort. A little moment of joy in the middle of the day. But then came the diagnosis, type 2 diabetes, and suddenly, joy turned to fear. Her nurse was gentle but firm. No more sweet fruits, especially cherries, too much sugar. So Mary stopped, just like many of us would. She followed the rules, counted carbs, said goodbye to her bowl of cherries. But something was missing. Weeks went by. She was eating safe foods, greens, proteins, bland snacks. But every afternoon, that familiar craving crept in. Not just for sweetness, for something she actually liked. One day, while chatting with her new dietitian, she quietly asked, "Is it really that bad if I have a few cherries?" The answer? Surprising and powerful. Here's what her dietitian shared and what most people don't realize. Cherries, especially tart or dark sweet varieties, actually have a low glycemic index of 22 to 25. That's lower than apples, lower than grapes, even lower than most so-called safe snacks. And it gets better. Cherries are packed with anthocyanins, powerful plant compounds shown to reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. They also contain fiber and water, which means they digest more slowly and won't hit your bloodstream like a sugar bomb. So how can you bring cherries back safely and smartly? Portion. Start with just half cup of fresh cherries. That's about 8 to 10 pieces. Enough to enjoy, not enough to spike. Timing. Best eaten mid-afternoon when energy dips and cravings rise, but not on an empty stomach. Pairing. Combine them with a small handful of almonds or a piece of string cheese. The fat and protein help slow down how quickly sugar is absorbed. Mary took the advice. One small change, a few cherries paired with some almonds, and within days, something shifted. Her cravings quieter, her energy more stable. And emotionally, she felt like herself again. Not a patient, not someone being punished, just a woman enjoying the simple joy of summer fruit. If you've ever felt like managing diabetes meant giving up everything you love, go ahead and tap like, because you're not alone. And there's more hope than you think. This story isn't just Mary's. It's one I've heard again and again. And maybe it's one someone you love needs to hear. Share this with a friend or family member who's been afraid of sweet fruit. You could help them feel free again too. But if cherries are actually safe when eaten the right way, what other fruits have we been avoiding for no good reason? Well, the next one has been called a sugar bomb by nearly every article out there. But when you understand what's inside it and how to eat it, it might just become your new favorite snack. Keep watching. The surprise is worth it. And if you're not yet subscribed, now's the time. Because the next fruit, it flips the diabetes rulebook upside down. Number 2, peach, forbidden but fulfilling. There's something timeless about peaches. The soft skin, the golden blush, that gentle scent of summer, ripe and familiar. For many of us, a peach wasn't just a fruit. It was a memory, a moment, a small pleasure that reminded us we were alive. But then came the diagnosis, and along with it, fear. Linda, 70, from Georgia, where peaches are practically sacred, gave them up completely. Her doctor told her they're sweet, too risky. And like so many people with type 2 diabetes, she listened. Better safe than sorry, she said. So she stopped. And with that one decision, she lost more than a snack. She lost a part of herself. That joy, that permission to enjoy food, faded. If you've ever looked at a piece of fruit and felt conflicted, scared of what it might do to your numbers, tap like. Because that tension, it's real. And it's exhausting. Linda was doing everything right, but her afternoons still brought cravings. Her blood sugar, still unstable. And deep down, she missed that peach more than she'd admit. Until she met her new nutritionist, who shared a truth that changed everything. Here's what most people don't know. Fresh, firm peaches, the kind that still have a slight bite, have a glycemic index of just 42 to 45. That's moderate and far less risky than things like overripe bananas or tropical juices. And nutritionally, peaches are packed with soluble fiber, which helps slow sugar absorption. Plus vitamin C and potassium, both vital for nerve and heart health, areas especially important for older adults managing type 2 diabetes. But the real magic happens when you eat it the right way. How to safely enjoy peaches. Portion. Start with just half of a medium peach, preferably not overripe. The riper it gets, the higher the sugar impact. Timing. Best enjoyed after lunch when blood sugar is already more stable. Pairing. Combine it with plain Greek yogurt, a few walnuts, or even a slice of grilled chicken in your salad. That mix of protein plus fat, fiber, it slows digestion and turns your peach from a spike risk into a satisfying, steady snack. Linda tried it. Just half a peach sliced over her lunch salad, and that afternoon, no cravings, no fatigue, no reaching for cookies in the cupboard. She looked at that peach not as a danger, but as a gift, a way back to balance, both physical and emotional. It wasn't just about sweetness. It was about permission, to enjoy, to live. If this gave you a little relief, a sense that you don't have to fear every bite, consider subscribing. These are the kinds of truths we uncover every week. Calm, clear, backed by science, delivered with heart. And if someone you love has been avoiding fruit out of fear, maybe your spouse, your sibling, your best friend, share this with them. It might just help them bring joy back to their plate too. But if peaches, once labeled too sweet, can actually steady your blood sugar, what about a fruit that most people throw away before it's ripe enough to help? The next one might shock you, because it looks like the bananas you've been told to avoid. But inside, it behaves in a completely different way. Keep watching with me. This one flips everything you thought you knew about fruit and blood sugar. Number 3, green banana, the banana that balances. Bananas. For years, they've topped the do not eat list for people with diabetes. Too much sugar, too many carbs, like candy and a peel. So most of us cut them out without question. But here's something most people don't realize. There's a kind of banana that behaves very differently inside your body. It's not sweet. It's not soft. And yet, it could actually help lower your blood sugar. Jack, 67, from Florida, used to eat bananas every morning. He stopped after his doctor warned him about spikes. But one day at his daughter's house, he saw something unusual in her fridge. Green bananas. Not plantains, not underripe throwaways, just regular bananas, firm, pale, and almost starchy. His daughter, a registered dietitian, smiled. "Dad, these might be the kind of bananas your body actually needs." He was skeptical. How could something he'd been told to avoid suddenly become helpful? But as it turns out, green bananas are a different fruit altogether. Here's why. When bananas are still green and firm, their natural sugars haven't fully developed. Instead, they're packed with something called resistant starch, a type of carbohydrate that acts more like fiber. What does that mean? It digests slowly. It doesn't spike blood sugar, and it feeds the healthy bacteria in your gut, which can help with insulin sensitivity. Unlike their sweet yellow counterparts, green bananas are low GI, high fiber, and metabolically gentle. If you know how to eat them right, how to use green bananas safely. Portion. Just half of a small green banana is a great place to start. Timing. Perfect as a mid-morning or early evening snack, especially when energy dips. Pairing. Combine it with peanut butter, Greek yogurt, or blend into a smoothie with spinach and chia seeds. That combo, resistant starch plus fat protein, gives you a slower, steadier glucose response. Simple ways to prepare. 1. Sliced with peanut butter, just a few slices plus 1 teaspoon of natural peanut butter. 2. Blended in a smoothie, add to almond milk, kiwi, chia seeds, and ice. 3. Steamed and mixed with Greek yogurt. Lightly softened, then chill and top with cinnamon. 4. Boiled and tossed into a salad, with olive oil, cucumber, onion, and lemon. All quick, all safe, all satisfying. Jack gave it a try. Half a green banana with a spoon of peanut butter in the afternoon. And not only did he feel fuller longer, his blood sugar readings were more stable than they'd been in weeks. I never thought I'd eat bananas again, he said. Now they're part of my routine, and I don't feel guilty about it. If that gave you a little hope that maybe the foods you love don't have to be off limits forever, go ahead and like this video, because you're not alone, and the science is changing. You've been told to fear sweet fruit, to play it safe, to give up what you love. But the truth? You don't need to fear fruit. You just need to understand how it behaves in your body. Cherries can bring joy without the spike. Peaches can satisfy when paired right. Green bananas may be your secret ally in the morning. You've tried, you've sacrificed, you've done your best to follow every rule they gave you. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to stop treating food like the enemy. Let fruit be something joyful again. Not something to fear, but something you understand. Start small, choose wisely, and let every bite remind you, I'm not stuck, I'm learning, and I deserve to feel good. If this gave you even a little hope today, type trust in the comments. Let's show the world that change is possible. One choice at a time. But we're not done yet. Because even with the right fruits, most people still fall into 3 silent traps that can undo all their progress. And the worst part? These mistakes are hiding in what we call healthy habits. So in the next video, I'll show you exactly how to keep enjoying sweet fruits without the spike. The 3 simple rules that make all the difference. Hit like, tap subscribe, and stay tuned, because the next few minutes might completely change the way you look at fruit forever.